个也用好了。你们需要几个？一共几个角色？好，那你们都用。
Carrots, quarter inch apart. Rose, 1 foot rose, 1 foot. Beets, lettuce, 1 foot. What a proposition! Terrific. As she started bent. The woman has suffered. You understand me? You understand me? A man can't go out the way he came in. Ben, a man has got to add up to something. You can't. You gotta consider now. Don't answer so quick. Remember, it's a guaranteed $20,000 proposition. Now look, Ben, I want you to go through the ins and outs of this thing with me. I've got nobody to talk to, Ben, and the woman has suffered. You hear me?
What's the proposition?
It's $20,000 on the barrelhead, guaranteed. Gilt-edged, you understand?
You don't want to make a fool of yourself. They might not honor the policy.
How can they dare refuse? Didn't I work like a coolie to meet every premium on the nose? And now they don't pay off. Impossible.
It a cowardly sin, William.
Why, does it take more guts to stand here the rest of my life ringing up a zero?
That's the point, William. And 20,000, that is something one can feel with the hand. It is there.
Oh, Ben, that's the whole beauty of it. I see it like a diamond, shining in the dark, hard and rough, and I can pick up and touch in my hand, not like an appointment. This would not be another damn fool appointment, Ben, and he changes all the aspects, because he thinks I'm nothing, see? And so he spites me. But the funeral, Ben, the funeral will be massive. They'll come from Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, all the old-timers with the strange license plates. And that boy will be thunderstruck, Ben, because he never realized I'm known. Rhode Island, New York, New Jersey, I'm known, Ben. And he'll see it with his eyes once and for all. He'll see what I am, Ben. He's in for a shock, that boy.
He will call you a coward.
No, that would be terrible.
Yes, and a damn fool.
No, he mustn't. I won't have that.
He will have you, William.
Oh, Ben, how do we get back to all the great times? Used to be full of light and comradeship, the sleigh riding in winter, and the ruddiness on his cheeks, and always some kind of good news coming up, always something nice coming up ahead, and never even let me carry the valises in the house, and sermonizing that little red car. Why can't I give him something and not have him hate me?
About it. I still have a little time, but you can be sure you are not making a fool of yourself.
Where the hell is that seat?
Beef. Yes, outstanding with 20,000 behind him.
Now come to bed, Willie. It's all settled down.
Yes, we'll sleep. Come on, go to sleep, Hap.
And it's a great kind of man to jungle.
Yeah, maybe you need to use the same line. That one doesn't.
I'm getting married, Pop. Don't forget it. I'm changing everything. I'm gonna run that department before the year is up. You'll see, Mom.
The jungle is full of diamond, William.
Be good. You're both good boys. Just act that way. That's all.
Night, Pop.
Come, dear.
One must
go in to fetch a diamond out.
I just want to get settled down, Linda. Let me sit alone for a little.
I want you upstairs.
In a few minutes, Linda. I couldn't sleep right now. Go on, you look awful tired.
Not like an appointment at all. Diamond is rough and hard to the touch.
Go on now, I'll be right up.
I think this is the only way, Willie.
Sure, it's the best thing.
Best thing.
The only way. Everything is gonna be. Go on, kid, get to bed. You look so tired.
Come right up.
2 minutes. Loves me, always loved me. Isn't that a remarkable thing? Ben, he'll worship me for that. For it.
It's dark there, but full of diamonds.
Can you imagine that magnificence with $20,000 in his pocket?
Willie, come up.
Yes, yes, come in. It's very smart. You realize that, don't you, sweetheart? Even Ben sees it. I gotta go, baby. Bye, bye. Imagine when the mail comes, he'll be ahead of Bernard again.
A perfect proposition all around.
Did you see how he cried to me? Oh, if I could kiss him, Ben.
Time, William, time.
Oh, Ben, I always knew one way or another we were gonna make it. Biff and I.
The boat. We will be late.
Now when you kick off, boy, I want a 70-yard putt and get right down the field under the ball. And when you hit low and hit hard, because it's important, boy. There's all kinds of important people in the stand. And the first thing you know, Ben, where do I? Ben, how do I?
Willie, you coming up?
Shh. Shh. Shh.
Willie? Willie, answer me, Willie. No?
Pop.
Who is to interpret? Has anyone of you not read? Okay, yeah. Jamie, right? Yeah, please interpret the lines for us. Thank you.
I will go first. At the beginning, Willie was planting the seed, and then we think that the seed is something he wants to, like, compromising he didn't do very well on educating Biff and Happy. So that is what he was doing to, compromising the things. And also the deal that Ben was proposed to Willie was like the insurance. If he killed himself, he will get the money. So this part is very heavy. And the shown of Happy, that he said, I'm getting married and things, it's like he wants to fight for for the place in his father's heart, and then he wants to make impression on his parents. Yeah.
Yeah, as a son. Yes.
Yes, as a son. And
I think the seed also represents the Willie planting seed represents his failure in doing business, and so he it is actually he's better at doing some labor rather than selling. Yes.
Right. I think planting seeds can be an act of negotiation in the sense that he does it in a city. He doesn't leave a city to go out for nature. He tries to bring nature into the city. But yeah, according to Joyce, it could also mean that he acknowledges his failure in the business world. And that's why he said no more appointment. He knows he will not be successful as a salesperson. And then he plants seeds, and then he tries to get the diamond out of the jungle. Yeah, okay. Jamie?
And I will talk about the diamond he mentioned. The diamond that Ben mentioned, he says, one going to fetch a diamond. That means insurance. And I think as he sacrificed his life to realize his dream, because he said to realize his hope and dream. He said that with this money and we can do what we want and maybe be successful. And maybe be successful because of this money. And he also mentioned that there must be a lot of people being his funeral, because in the previous scenes that he mentioned an old salesman that many people came to his funeral, and he believes that once he dead, Beef can not only receive this amount of money, but also can see how successful he is. But in the end, he actually is with hope and ecstasy to do such things, to kill himself. And so we can see at last that he almost ran out the door and to ride the car. That's what I observed.
Thank you. Okay. One passage which I find to be the most touching one is on page 04. I guess even the whole two passages where Willie talks to Ben are quite touching because he only has Ben to talk to. He doesn't have anybody else to discuss his plan with. Okay, that's one thing. And then here, when we hear the gay music of the boys. That again is representative of the past moment. And then Willie said, "Oh Ben, how could we get back to those to all the great times?" And then he started to reminisce over all the happy moments. Okay, so I guess if Willie is unsuccessful and even petty as a salesman, then he's a very loving father. In all of the ways he tried to do and think for Biff. So I think that this is one of the passages, like the other ones where he talked about Biff, which can make Willie a sympathetic person. Yes. Okay. The other thing interesting is, remember that in this play, sometimes Biff talked to two people on two sides. People from the past, people in the present, and here is people in his imagination and people in reality. And then on page 08, Linda said, just a little bit below the middle, "I think this is the only way, Willie." "Sure, it's the best thing." And then Ben said, "Best thing." I think what Linda meant is that they can only let Biff go, and that's the only way. Okay, the best solution at this point. But what Willie and Ben have in mind is not letting Biff go, but committing suicide. Yes. Okay. So let me move on to the conclusion of this play. And then we'll finish it, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll have the quiz. Okay. Okay. As you read, after you have read the Requiem, I think these are the questions you should keep in mind. For instance, the function of the Requiem. And after you finish the Requiem, do you see Willie as a tragic hero, or is he a victim? This is a question raised by Arthur Miller. So I think this is a question that we need to address. Whether you agree with Arthur Miller or not is another issue, but you need to address it, because I think that maybe we can say that the whole Requiem is put there to make us be more sympathetic with Willie. But then do we elevate him to the level of a hero? That's another issue. Okay. And then remember last time when we talked about tragedy, then we could talk about the fact that there are two kinds of tragedies: tragedy of circumstances and tragedy of character. Or maybe we can say that usually a tragedy can be caused by both one's own character and the circumstances. So do you see Willie as a victim of his own character, or as a victim of the system of exploitation of the capitalist society? Okay. And then how about the other Roman characters? And finally, we need to conclude on how this play is not a realistic play, but an example of expressionism. Okay, and how this play is a critique of American dream. Okay, so the Requiem is very formal. It's a very formal presentation with introduced with a stage direction. Let me read a little bit of the stage direction on page 09. Okay, I want to emphasize again, death and dying is not really an easy thing. Here, before Willie goes off, just now Jamie said that he seems to be in ecstasy. Indeed, when he goes off, he's very excited, about this adventure. But he was afraid at the beginning. And that's why on top of 09, he said, Ben, where do I? How do I? In other words, he's not really sure how he can begin, and that's where he's afraid. And also, the next speech by Willie, when we have the word shh, actually he utters a gasp of fear. Okay, so here these are all examples of his fear before his action. Okay, and let's look at the stage direction. As the car speeds off, the music crashes down in a frenzy of sound, which becomes a soft pulsation of a single shallow string. Biff slowly returns to his bedroom. He and Happy gravely don their jackets. Linda slowly walks out of her room. The music has developed into a dead march. The leaves of day are appearing. Originally it was night, and then here it becomes daytime. The leaves of day are appearing over everything. Charlie and Berna, somebody dressed, appear and knock on the kitchen door. Biff and Happy slowly descend the stairs and to the kitchen as Charlie and Berna enter. All stop a moment when Linda, in clothes of mourning, bearing a little bunch of roses, comes through the draped doorway into the kitchen. She goes to Charlie and takes his arm. Now all move toward the audience through the wall line. Pay attention to this one, because by now wall line suggests reality. Okay, but then they walk past the wall line, okay, of the kitchen. At the limit of the apron, Linda lays down the flower, kneels and sits back on her knees, on her heels, or stare down at the grave. Okay, so there are a lot of implications to this stage direction. For one thing, the music is somber, okay, and then the lightning suggests that it could be a new beginning, because it's end of the night and beginning of the daylight, and the wall lines being crossed suggests that now they are not really in the realm of reality. They are doing an eulogy for Willie. So the whole Requiem is something symbolic here, okay? And then flowers are put at the limit of the apron. Remember, the apron, the space of the apron is the memory space, okay? So in a way, it sets a limit to Willie's imagination, or it decorates, the flowers decorate Willie's imagination, Okay, so that's another tribute paid to Willie. And then the characters, there's no crying, no shock, no expressions of surprise. They seem to be all ready to face this reality of Willie's death. Okay, no resistance either. Okay, so there is a strong sense of fatality that this salesman has to die. Okay, he's all doomed. He's about to die. Okay, and then I think from the following speeches, you can get to see Willie seeing from different perspectives. From Charlie as a successful businessman, from Biff, who does not want to stay in the business world, from Happy, who still holds a dream, from Linda, who is left alone, etc. Okay, so actually, the multiple perspectives shown in the Requiem, let us understand Willie more from different perspectives. So I guess with the Requiem, you can say that on the one hand is to pay respect to Willie. It's also to challenge us to see Willie from multiple perspectives, to understand that one person's dream can be another person's curse, or can be another person's hell, or something like that. Okay, so here, Happy is set in contrast to Biff. Okay, Happy is saying that we should have helped him more. And I will be the one to carry on his dream. He has a good dream. Let me read a little bit. On 10, page 10. Okay, the last speech on this page by Happy. All right, boy, I'm gonna show you and everybody else that Willie Loman did not die in vain. He had a good dream. It's the only dream you can have, to come out #1 man. He fought it out there, and this is where I'm gonna win it for him. Okay, so it shows that Happy is one to try to continue the dream. And on the other hand, Biff is a realistic one to say that Willie, he has a wrong dream. Okay, but actually you can say that neither of them is completely right, because there were just two sides of Willie's dream. One is to become a successful businessman, and one is to be free, to be out there, to enjoy oneself in nature, to be good with handiwork, etc. So the two sons get to emphasize and confirm different aspects of the father. And in that way, they also confirm themselves. Okay, for instance, Happy. Remember in the previous speech read by the group, we find out that Happy is not even an assistant. He's an assistant to the assistant. He's one of the two assistants to an assistant. Okay, so he's really in a very low position. But then he keeps the hope of becoming a supervisor, becoming an entrepreneur. And that hope is really impossible. And on the other hand, Biff is one to want to be out in nature and be free. And that's why he praises Willie for that part of himself. Let me read a little bit. The first speech on this page by Biff. There were a lot of nice days when he'd come home from a trip, or on Sundays, making the stoop, finishing the cellar, putting on the new porch, when he built the extra bathroom and put up the garage. You know something, Charlie? There's more of him in that front stoop than in all the sales he's ever made. Okay, so this is how Biff confirms Willie. But then is it true that there is more of Willie in that front stoop than the sales? It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Okay, and when Biff says that, he forgets that they steal the wood in order to help Willie make the front stoop. So there was something still duplicitous, or not exactly right in Willie's way of making the front stoop. But then Biff chooses to ignore that. Okay, so we can say that the two sons, they get to confirm the different aspects of Willie in order to confirm themselves so that they can move on. in the direction they want to take. One to stay in business world, and one to go back maybe to the farmland, to the range, to be out nature, etc. Okay.